Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel Held Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and if you want to see more. Coming up in this episode, the Knights continue push to sign English talent. Field agrees to extend his Wigan stay. DCE to see out his career at Manly as a one-club man. And reports on the Newcastle Knights facing the Manly Seagulls. And we begin with some good news from Wigan Warriors, as they have confirmed that star fullback Jai Fields has signed a new 2-year deal with the club, with an option going into a third year. The contract means that Field will stay at the club at least until the end of the 2024 season. After what was a tough 2021 season with injuries, this year has seen Field shine on the Super League stage and become a standout figure, sitting top of the Steve Prescott MBE Man of Steel leaderboard with 15 points from the opening 7 rounds. Field has scored 9 tries so far, including a memorable hat-trick against Leeds Rhinos in round 2, and also tops the clean breaks chart with 12s and meters gained, meters ran, with 1,126 in Super League so far. He was also voted the Super League Player of the Month for February and won the club's Player of the Month and Try of the Month awards for both February and March. His stellar start to the season has also seen him win 4 Man of the Match awards, with Wigan's opening 8 games in all competitions. To say that he's been important to Wigan is second to none, because of the 9 tries, the meters gains, the clean breaks, plus his work when he is at fullback. It's been noticeable when he's come up against some of the speedsters in Super League. He's been able to keep up and use that touchline well to tackle players into touch. But he's going on to play for Wigan for another 3 years. On signing his new deal, Field said it was an easy decision. The boys, the club, the staff, everything is great, and I'm really enjoying my time here. Rugby is a funny game. You can be at 2 ends of the spectrum really quickly. Last year we all know what's happened, but it's pleasing to have started as I have so far. I had a great pre-season and my body's right, and credit has to go to the staff. I've hit the ground running, and it's definitely pleasing to see this, to have started the season in that way. I just want to put my best foot forward for the team first and foremost, and getting results. Fields is doing well with the Wigan side at the moment, as Wigan are currently equal second in the league, on points equal first to be honest, but second on points differential, and is also going into a quarter-final away match in the Challenge Cup against Wakefield Trinity. Wigan's side are very pleased with the extension that Fields has signed and said, with Executive Director Chris Radlinski adding, "It is clear for everyone to see just what an impact that he has had on Super League so far. After suffering a very serious injury at the start of 2021, Jai has worked so hard to recover. He is a player who puts you on the edge of your seats when he gets the ball. His highlight reel after 7 rounds is incredible, and that is reflected in the Man of Steel scoring chart. His contract extension is a major boost for the club and a major boost for Super League." It's true. No matter where rugby players go in the UK or in France, their thoughts is always to get back into the NRL. It's the way where they get paid the most, and is supposedly the Premier League in the sport. Whether it's Ismail Folau, Ben Barber, so many that have gone through the ways, but now there's one that sets a light, and it will take a big contract, a big release fee that will bring the Jai Fields back to the NRL. While NRL clubs are looking at Super League signings with mixed results, the Newcastle Knights have looked to have found two gems in their search for signings that will compete in the NRL. With both Dominic Young and Bailey Hodgson arriving on Australian shores from Huddersfield Giants and Castleford Tigers respectively, having played less than 5 top-flight games between them in Super League. Since then, both have made a huge impression on their new side, with Young nailing down a permanent wing spot and Hodgson making waves in the reserves. This has since prompted the Newcastle Knights to go hunting in the Super League once again, with the Newcastle Herald and Zero Tackle reporting that they're in deep discussions with Huddersfield's Will Bryce Wright and Wigan Warriors' Kai Pearce-Paul. Knights CEO Philip Garner admitted as much that he is looking to use scouting systems to tap into the English youth, young players and stars of the future. He told the Herald that they were willing to use their own players to bring more Super League stars to Australia. We like to regularly have English players coming into the club. They add something to the club, and the fans love them, Gardner said. If our players could spend a couple of years at the end of their careers playing in England, it's good for them, and also a recruitment tool for us. We can ask for their opinions of the players over there, and they can help spread the word that the Knights are a good club to play for. That all helps the process. Undoubtedly, young, quality talent, Price and both Kai Pearce-Paul have been singled out during this Super League season. Kai Pearce-Paul unfortunately is out for a few months with a bad injury to a groin, so he will have to have surgery or rehabilitation or after the scan to determine what the steps are next. While Leon's son Will is serving a 10-match ban due to a bad tackle that he committed in the game against Hull recently. The Knights are looking at these talents. Their backline could consist of Price, Hodgson, Young and Pearce-Paul. Pearce-Paul has been the subject to some speculation previously, and this has all made better for all prospective clubs as it's been recognised at international level. Being called into the last World Cup meet and greet squad was Sean Wayne's England squad. I'd like to see them try their hand at the NRL, but not too soon. We want to see them light Super League up for about 3 to 4 years beforehand. In 3 to 4 years as well, still be only 22, 23 years old. No rush for them. Yes, the boat might have moved on from the NRL clubs, but there's talent in the Super League, and if Australians are starting to nick it, seems like that they're doing something right at the club level for the academies. But what's the change of the academies? We'll go into that discussion another day. Going to have an effect for the Super League clubs with talent like this. So it's Thursday, and we had our first game of round 4, round 5 for the weekend, as we saw the Newcastle Knights take on the Manly Sea Eagles at McDonald Stadium. And here are the two teams. First of all, the Newcastle Knights. Adam O'Brien has named the same 17 players, with Jacob Safiti returning to the run-on side with Leo Thompson on the bench. Tyson Brazil has been named despite tightness in his hamstring from last week. The Sea Eagles, Tolatua Kola, who was himself set to replace the injured Tom Trbojevic, has been ruled out with injury. Rob Parker returns to take his place in the centres, with Christian Tulipuloto shifting to the wing. But that didn't stop the the Sea Eagles naming two Trebojeviches in their 18 as Ben joins the reserves. In heavy rain at the McDonald Stadium, it was thought that Dominic Young was the first to score for the home side, but the try was overturned for Tyson Frizzell lead run, taking out Kieran Foran. Instead, Manly scored 2 tries in the opening half, with Dylan Walker's short ball helping Andrew Davey over and a pinpoint Daly Cherry Evans kick, sitting up nicely for Morgan Harper and a 10-0 lead at the break. A series of ruck penalties and set restarts given away by the Seagulls invited the Knights to attack after the resumption of play, and Kalen Ponga crossed after a nice sequence of offloading. The skipper looked to have put his side ahead with a neat grubber soon after, but Chris Randall fumbled the put down. A ruck penalty against Suiaso Sua allowed Manly to move 6 points ahead before Carl Lawton embarrassed the Knights' defence with a dart from dummy half. A Haumole Olukoatu touchdown off a nice Walker grubber, apologies if I got the name incorrect, sealed the win, and Paniele Paseka scored last off a Lawton grubber. Just to let you know, Young had a knee injury for the Knights in a double blow for them, for the home side, and would in the process of scoring that, attempting to score that opening try, and played no further part in the game. Chris Randall was put on report for a high contact on Martin Tapau in the first tackle of the game. Tapau suffered a shoulder injury in the same tackle and eventually came off on the 20th minute. Morgan Harper was placed on report for a high contact on Kalen Ponga, with Ponga taken off for a high HIA soon after. Sean Kepi later became the third player of the match to put on report, this time for a crusher tackle. While Knights' Jira Momoisia lasted less than 4 minutes on the field before being taken off with an arm injury, leaving the Knights with just one player on the bench until Ponga returned after half-time. Dylan Walker ball playing off the bench turned the tide for Manly, setting up 2 tries and made an impact throughout the middle, so he was man of the match of the game. Knights lock Kurt Mann was forced to edge forward and briefly fullback as injuries started to bite, highlighting his value to the club. Just one more little bit before we end this report. Daly Cherry Evans had extended his contract with Manly just in the week leading up to the game. The Sea Eagles captain, 33, has played 265 matches for the Sea Eagles and sits 4th on the record for the most first grade games for Manly. The Australian and Queensland representative has played his entire career at Manly, having debuted in 2011. Since then, he has scored 72 tries, kicked 136 goals, and 25 field goals for 585 points. I've been lucky enough to extend at the Sea Eagles, said Cherry Evans, who signed for a 2-year deal. I had this year and the next year to run on my contract, but it worked in both favours. Myself and the club thought it would be best to put everything to bed, and I'm going to be lucky enough to play here for the rest of my career. Cherry Evans' contract ends at the end of the 2025 NRL season, and what a way to celebrate, as his side won in stormy conditions 30 points to 6 over the Knights. And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking that notification bell for any updates on new information and new stories that may be coming your way. So tell me about the episode today. Tell me what you liked, what you disliked. Tell me what your thoughts are on Manly, and their win today. Good win in the conditions against well, they started well, Newcastle, but they've gone a bit indifferent since they got a few injuries. Also, Newcastle poaching English talent again, looking for a third year in a row for Lucky for Stars. The two lads that they got are quite good, and if they develop in the rate that they hope, they'll be even better. And Daly Cherry Evans signing a new contract. That's a very good deal for all involved. There might be a little bit of time needed for the next rung of players to come through, so to have someone like him on board would be fantastic for the club. And finally, Jai Field signing a new contract. How much of a positive is that for Super League and Wigan as a whole? Do you agree with that? If not, tell me what your thoughts are. But I'm excited. No, Wigan fans are. And it'll be a good day to see him continue until 2024 at the minimum. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to share this video worldwide. And also, please stay safe. I wish you all the best, and I'll see you in the next episode.